All right, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name is Simon Hill, Black American from Louisiana, coming to you live from Budapest, Hungary. Today is June 9th, Sunday, 2024, and it's about 1:50 p.m. where I'm at right now. And last night, I posted up quite a few videos on my channel. I posted up a video of me going to the bathhouses here in Budapest, Hungary for the first time with my wife and her friend. I posted up a video of me and a few brothers that I met out here in Budapest, two black brothers, one from America, one from Nigeria, of us working out in the gym. And then last night I posted up a video which, you know, unfortunately got the most traction, the most views. And that's the video of me experiencing anti-black racism explicitly in front of me here in Budapest, Hungary. And I just wanted to come and chop it up with the people for about an hour to talk about that experience, to reflect on it. I have a lot of thoughts in my mind about everything that went on last night, and just to provide some clarity on the situation. And I just want to say this. First and foremost, I'm wearing a bandana because it's hot right now and I sweat very easily and I don't want to sweat on stream and, you know, embarrass myself. So that's why I'm wearing that. That's why I'm wearing this as well. The reason I'm bringing up clothes is because there are some people who are into respectability politics. They feel like black people are not allowed to express themselves unless we look a certain way, unless we are presentable in a certain type of way. And that's not, you know, the type of person I am. But it is something to consider, because if I were wearing a suit and tie coming on here into the live stream, people would probably take what I have to say more serious. But the thing is, you know, I shouldn't have to dress up a certain way, speak a certain way, or act a certain way just to get basic human respect. Dummy Dumb Doodle jumped into the comment section. He said, hi, Dummy Dumb Doodle. Shout out to you wherever you are. And shout out to everybody tuning into this live stream. And Mihai Saparatiu, sorry if I butcher your name, he said hello, but hello to you, hello to everybody out there, hello to everybody who's going to tune into this live stream, and I hope you find this interesting and engaging, and I would like some questions, some good questions, okay? Mihai said he is from Romania, so shout out to Mihai. Rosa 8900 said, hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien. Carl Satura said, what's up, my man? What's up to you, Carl? Mihai Sapario said, it's okay. Okay. Shout out to Mihai. And shout out to everybody who's tuning into this live stream, man. I hope y'all like what I have to say. But anyway, I just want to give a little background, okay? A lot of people jumping into the comment section. It's a lot of international people. Walid Omar said, bonjour from France, Paris. Shout out to Walid. Salam alaikum to you. Dummy Dumb Doodle says, I'm from the Czech Republic. Shout out to the Czech Republic. I really want to visit Prague. I heard Prague is a beautiful city. Mihai said, you can say Michael. Okay, shout out to Michael. Rosa 8900 said, I'm from Spain, Europe. Okay, shout out to Rosa. ¿Cómo estás? Hola. And Carl Satura said, ¿Cómo está? From Philippines. Okay, we have some Filipino Spanish speakers here. Shout out to the Philippines. Okay, a lot of love coming out from the channel. This is crazy. I was expecting to come on here and be sad. Walid Omar said, alaikum salam, brother, and for all. Yes, wa alaikum salam to everybody. Madison Mayat said hello. Shout out to Madison Mayat. Mikolas Hardina said CZ. I think he's from the Czech Republic too. Madison Mayat says she's from England. Shout out to England. Shout out to everybody in the UK. K-Cal said, hello from Pyongyang. Okay, shout out to Pyongyang. That's in North Korea. I don't know. I didn't know people could be on live stream in North Korea. They have YouTube in North Korea? That's crazy. Okay, Carl Saturo said, damn, I like your energy, my bro. Shout out to Carl. Okay, thank you for the energy. Thank you for the love, man. I really was feeling very down. I was feeling very upset, you know, about to hop on this live stream. But I love all the love and the energy. This is unusual for my channel. I usually get a lot of hate. Okay, John Ridge said, hello from Venus. Okay, now they're just getting crazy. Rosa 8900 said, you are from the USA? Yes, I'm from America. I'm an English teacher. I teach people from all over the world. I've had students from Spain before. The majority of my students are in Peru and Chile, but I also teach Hungarians as well while I'm living here. So if you want English classes, holler at me. Send me an email, simonnhill90@gmail.com. All right. Waleed Omar said, good platform for you today to spread your message. Thank you, Waleed. Shout out to you. Shout out to France. All right. K Cal says, yes. Okay, they have internet in North Korea. Very interesting. They have internet and live streaming in North Korea. Michael said, you can say, Imi plach kole in your country, it means I love you. Oh, okay, I hope it means I love you. I hope he didn't say something mean or nasty. But shout out to Mike. Okay, that's cool. Blend Jahanitsa said, hello from Norway. Okay, shout out to Norway. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I did not expect all this love today. This is crazy. I hope y'all aren't Russian bots. I hope y'all are actually real, showing love to me. Shout out to Norway. Carl Saturo said, I'm just scrolling to find a good streamer, and now I found it. Okay, shout out to Carl. I hope you enjoy my stream, everything like that. Dummy Doodle Animation says, I sub to you. Okay, shout out Dummy Doodle. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the love. Rosa 8900 says, my English is horrible. I understand, but speak is difficult. That's a common thing people have. I hear that every day when I go to work and I teach my English classes. But Rosa, if you really want a teacher, I can help you. My prices aren't that, expensive, especially since you came on stream. I'm going to make sure you get a very good price. And yeah, Rosa, if you're interested in English classes, I'm here to help. But, I'm here to help anybody that wants to practice English, learn English, anything like that. John Ridge says, how old are you? I am 33 years old. I feel like an old man. I'm almost 40. Like, I feel like 40 is right around the corner. And that's crazy because I don't feel 40. I don't even feel 33. I still feel physically like I'm 25. I know I need to lose weight. I need to exercise. I try to exercise as much as I can. But I still feel young, I don't feel 33. Waleed Omar says, can you give back your email? I'm looking for professional English in order to improve in my job. Absolutely. My email is Simon, like my name on my channel, SIMON, and then N, another N, like Nicholas. Simon N. Hill, like the name on my channel, HILL 90@gmail.com. Holla at me, and we can do some business. All right? Yeah. So Carl Sartura says, I'm horrible to speak, but I'm good at typing in English, though. Okay. It's a common thing as well. A lot of the times people are they feel easier typing because they don't want to be judged while they're speaking. And plus, when you're typing, sometimes you can get autocorrect on your computer that, fixes your sentences for you. It's a very common thing. Rosa says, thank you. All right. Denada. I know a little bit of Spanish, right? All I can say is, me llamo Simón. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Dónde es tú? No. ¿Dónde es tú? I'm about to mix it up. ¿Dónde es vous? Spanish and French together. I'm about to mix it all up. Okay. Dummy says, you look 20. Thank you, Dummy. Thank you, Dummy. Thank you, Dummy, for the compliment. Thank you for the compliment. You know what they say, black don't crack, That's one of the few benefits of being black, right? The older we get. And the thing is, my father still looks, my father is 64 or something like that, but he looks like a 40-year-old man, kind of. He is kind of overweight, but, if he trimmed down, he'd actually be nice, all right? All right. Carl Satura says, what do you mean you're buff, man? I feel fat because I have a gut. I've always had a little tummy. And I've been trying to run it off, walk it off. That's why you see me in the gym. You know what I mean? Like, I posted my video up the other day. And that's why, it's important just to stay healthy, too. As we get older as men, our bodies start to change. The same things you used to eat when you were 24, you can't eat when you're 34 because it will stay in your hips. It'll stay in that fupa. So, I've always been big in my upper body, you know what I mean? I've always had big arms, big shoulders, but I've always had a gut. It's just my genetics, I guess. Okay, donde, yes. All right, Rosa says, de donde eres? Yes, where are you from, I think. De donde eres? That means where are you from? And I would say, yo habito en Hungary. I would say, soy de Louisiana. Is that how I always say that in Spanish? I don't know. My Spanish is bad. The Romanian language and the Spanish language are very similar from what I've heard because they both speak a Latin language. But we have Spanish people and Romanian people in the chat, so y'all figure that out. Anyway, what else? De donde eres? Okay, see, Get Down Crazy 916 had to take it to another level. It's not okay to call black people the N-word under any circumstances. Dummy Dumb Doodle says, Iowa. Okay, I don't know what that means. Carl Satura, what languages can you speak? So, I speak English, of course. I studied Arabic for about a year and a half, 2 years, while I was living in Tunisia. And I really like the Arabic language. I like the way it's written. I always write English in cursive, and I like how in Arabic everything is written in cursive. I think they have a very cool looking alphabet. The language can be very beautiful depending on the accent, because in Arabic they have several different accents throughout the Arab speaking world. But that's pretty much it. I know a few words in Arabic, but as the years pass, it gets more rusty. I really want to learn it before I die, but I have to make the investment and the time and the effort. So Carl Satura, no wait, Waleed Omar says, so you're from Louisiana and working in Hungary? Yes. Yes, I know. I live a very crazy life, a blessed life. I'm privileged in a lot of ways. I work very hard. I'm a hard-working black man. The way I got to my position was not easy, but I found a way to do it. I found a way to, against all odds, when everybody thought I couldn't do it, I found a way to turn English teaching, a very low-paying career, a career that usually has a short shelf life for teachers. I turned that into an opportunity for me to travel the world and meet many different people and experience many different things. But my blackness is also very important to me, so I'm always going to speak about my experiences as a black man abroad, and that's the purpose of my channel. So Carl Satura says, you're good at speaking all languages. Thank you. I don't know how to say thank you in Romanian, so I'll just say... or Czech. I don't know how to say thank you in Romanian or Czech, so I'll just say thank you in Hungarian. Köszönöm. Köszönöm. All right. John Ridge said Drake or Kendrick. Kendrick obviously won the battle. John Ridge. Kendrick won the battle, of course. But Drake, I feel like, got an unfair deal. Like, the whole industry was ganging up on Drake. I didn't like Kendrick questioning Drake's blackness. I think Drake is a black man and should be treated as such and respected as such. And a lot of the things that Kendrick was dissing Drake about didn't make sense, in my opinion. The things like Kendrick was saying, like, to Adonis' son, like, if you're a man, you should kill a man if he ever pees on you or something like that. Like, the stuff that Kendrick was saying was a bit confusing. It was a bit all over the place, and I didn't like how they were ganging up on Drake for apparently no reason, in my opinion. Dumb Doodle says, sorry, I misspelled. Do you play sports? I just try to exercise. I'm not really an athlete like that. But guys, I might look buff on the screen, but I'm actually kind of fat. I'm not that tall. I'm not that muscular. I'm a normal man, aging and getting a fupa and a belly. All right. Buy My Oil says, W. Kendrick, Drake started it. I don't know exactly how Drake started it, because it seemed like, Kendrick jumped out of nowhere and dissed him on Like That. Now, of course, Drake probably has been throwing a ton of subtle shots at Kendrick throughout the years, but Kendrick sort of started it with the Control verse, talking about, I'm trying to kill all these rappers, and I don't want to be around any of these rappers, and I'm the best that ever did it, and stuff like that. And, a lot of rappers responded, but Drake said he met up with Kendrick at an award show, and Kendrick was like, it's all love, it's all hip-hop, right? And Drake was like, I literally put you on my album. I brought you on tour. I helped your career in so many ways. Why would you jump on a song and say, you're going to kill me and murder me and take all my fans? So I think Kendrick actually started it, and I do believe there is some jealousy in Kendrick's heart towards Drake. But that's just my opinion as a hip-hop fan, but I can admit Kendrick won the battle, of course. All right. Say salamat, it means thank you in the Philippines. You can translate it, not bad and nasty. Okay, all right, thank you, Carl Satura. Okay, thank you, Carl. I thought you were from Europe, but apparently, Carl, you're from the Philippines. So salamat I have a lot of love for the Filipino people because, in my opinion, the Filipino English accent is the best English accent. Whenever you hear a Filipino person speaking English, they sound very sweet, very kind, very nice. I've had great experiences with Filipino people. One of my very good friends in college, her name was Erica Hippolito. Erica Hippolito, and she was so funny, so cute, so nice. I wonder what she's doing now. Last time I remember, she was dating my guy Damon from LA. I don't know if they got married, had kids, or if they split up, whatever. But shout out to Erica Hippolito. Shout out to all the Filipinos. Carl said to her, said basketball. No, I don't play basketball. Donnie Dumb Doodle says, you are cool. Thank you, Dummy Dumb. I'm just trying to be myself. I'm just always myself. Rosa89 says, you are not fat. You look good. Oh, thank you, Rosa. Thank you. But I feel like I need to lose weight because I'm about 210 pounds or about 100 kilos even. 100 kilos. I weigh about 100 kilos and my height is about 177 centimeters or about 5'8" in English. I mean in American, right? 5'8". 5 feet 8 inches, right? Or 177 centimeters. So I know that's overweight. I know I need to lose weight. I also have, high blood pressure like a lot of black men have. So I know I need to get my weight under control, my eating under control, and try to get better at that. But thank you, Rosa, for the compliment. We all need to stay healthy. We all need to exercise, run, do something. All right, Dummy Dumb Doodle says, yeah, okay. Waleed Omar says, can you talk about why did you choose to travel for work? Why did you choose these countries? Where do you want to go after Hungary? That's a very good question, Waleed. Okay, so I was living in America, and about the time I was about 24, I converted to Islam. I became a Muslim, and I was living in Miami for a few years. And when I first became Muslim, I was very hardcore in practicing, right? I wasn't like Salafi, but I was, praying all the time, fasting all the time. And I really wanted to move to a Muslim country because, living in America, there's not really that ummah, that community, right? And I also wanted to get married because I read in the sunnah of the Prophet that getting married is half of your deen. So what I wanted to do was marry an Arab woman from the Middle East to get more closer to the deen, to learn Arabic, to learn the Quran, to learn somebody who's been in the culture for a long time. Now, looking back on that, that was very ignorant because first and foremost, there are a lot of Muslims who are born in those Arab countries and they don't practice the deen well, right? And I ended up getting married to a Tunisian woman, packed up everything, moved to North Africa, lived there for a few years. We ended up splitting up. But while I was living there, I ended up becoming an English teacher and then went back to America when COVID happened and ended up traveling the world. A lot of stuff happened in between, but that's the long and short of it. And essentially, after Hungary, I kind of want to move to, that's the thing, man, because I really liked Hungary. I could see myself living here, and there's a lot of things I like about Hungary. But the anti-blackness that I'm experiencing is kind of disheartening. Last night, it really broke my heart, the racism that I experienced here in Hungary. So I really don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go to Carl Satura with am still crazy, but way people say Drake have leak. I don't know what you mean, Carl Satura. Khalil Ben says, mashallah, brother. Salam alaikum to you, Khalil. Carl Satura says W in the chat. I don't know who W is. Khalil Ben said kilos. I don't know if they're laughing, but I gave my weight. That's my real weight, but I've been losing weight, There was a time I was like 102 kilos, and I knocked that down in the past few days. I try to work out every day, you know what I mean? Carl Satura says, with my question, do you watch anime or some childhood cartoon? I like anime, but it's not something I watch all the time, okay? And the thing is, I recently watched X-Men 97. It's a really cool cartoon. Y'all go check that out if you haven't seen it. Let's see. I'm trying to read everything in the chat. Y'all going really hard. This is the livest my chat has ever been. Dummy Dumb Doodle says, do you believe in God? Yes, I believe in God. I believe in Allah, and Muhammad is his last prophet. Khalil Ben, did you visit Morocco? No, I would really like to visit Morocco, but I have not had the chance to visit Morocco yet, but I would love to. I was very, very close while I was living in Tunisia to visit Morocco, but I would love to. I really want to go to Tangiers. I really want to go to Marrakesh. I really want to go to the south of Morocco. And yeah, I would love to see the country. I've had good interactions in general with Moroccans in my travels. What's your favorite country right now? Carl's asked. My favorite country that I've ever visited was a place called Mauritius. It's an island off the coast of Africa. There's a lot of things I like about a lot of countries. And in fact, Hungary is still one of my favorite places by and large because of, the work that I've been able to do here, the lifestyle here, but the racism here can be a bit taxing, right? But my favorite country I ever visited was Mauritius. Mauritius in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Africa. Alex Angabang says, who is W? I don't know who W is. I don't know where W is coming from. Alex Abang says, you are the W, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. I did not expect all this love today. I don't know where the love is coming from. I was actually very depressed hopping on this live stream. I was just going to talk, but I love the love and interaction from the people. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Khalil Ben says, no, bro. All right. Somebody says, LL says, go back to Miami. The thing about Miami is that Miami has one of the highest murder rates in America. While living in Miami, it's not uncommon to hear about a murder every single day in America. The number one issue in America is the gun violence, LL. So that's why I would not go back to Miami, though Miami is a beautiful city. Khalil Ben says, no, bro, in America, kilos are used for illegal stuff instead of pounds. I know Khalil Ben, but I am living in Europe, and a lot of people in my live stream are living in countries outside of the U.S. That's why I said my weight in kilos. Who is W? Okay, Waleed Omar says, mashallah, brother, it's good to hear positive message linked to Islam nowadays. Yes, Islam is a beautiful religion. I love Islam. There are some issues in the Muslim Ummah among the people, but hopefully the Ummah can get better. And I try to use my voice to try to highlight the issues that need to be talked about, particularly in relation to Black life and Black expression, but that is also related to the Muslim community as well, because there's tons of Black Muslims. Rosa 8900 says, in Spain, the level of English is low. We need teachers because in school they don't teach well. Well, I would love to come to Spain, Rosa. I've heard that Malaga is nice. I've heard Mallorca is nice. I would love to visit Barcelona. I have not been to Spain, but Rosa, thank you for the invitation. I will go to Spain. I promise. I promise. How do I say? Yo voy en España. Yo voy en España. Ándale, España. Ándale. Vámonos, España. Okay. Dummy Dumb is sending laughing emojis. Okay. Rosa 8900 said laughing. Papa Josh says Jesus is king or Jesus is love. Okay, I love Jesus like every Muslim loves Jesus. Jesus is one of my role models. Danak says, just come to Europe. Danak, I'm literally in Europe. Okay. Carl Satura says, the W means I think it's cool and good stream. Thank you, Carl Satura. Waleed Omar says, a lot of European countries are facing the comeback of hard right wing. How do you experience this in Hungary? That's a very, very good question. I love you, Waleed Omar. You're asking very good questions. I think in Europe right now, they're having the EU elections, and I do think that the right wing will make a strong presence in the elections. A lot of people are going to vote right wing. In Hungary, it is a very right wing country, but living in Budapest, you meet a lot of left wing people. But outside of Budapest, the rest of the country is basically right wing, Fidesz and stuff like that. And listen, as a guest in the country, generally, I feel like I shouldn't even give a honest opinion about Hungary's politics because number one, it doesn't really concern me that much. I'm more concerned with what's happening in the U.S. because there are larger consequences, especially if like Trump is elected. And secondly, there's not an independent media here that sorts of gives like honest news about what's happening in Hungary. But I've heard that outside of Budapest, it gets very racist. You might get called the N-word or harassed or attacked. And last night I experienced some anti-Black racism in Budapest explicitly. So yeah, that's what I got to say about that. Danak says, not Christianity. Christianity is the only way. Okay, well, shout out to Donach. I mean, if you believe in Christianity, that's your thing. But religion is all about faith, right? John Ridge says, have any Asian friends? I like Asian people. I've had quite a few Asian friends in my life. And listen, I love everybody. I got no problems with Asian people, people from different countries, different religions, anything like that. Carl Santura says, boy, drink water. You're reading all our messages. Take water first. I just want to get through all the messages so I can really, talk about what I wanted to talk about on this stream. But I'm getting so much love here. I didn't know that this would happen. You get what I'm saying? I'm just shocked. I'm really shocked. What do you think about racism between Europeans? The thing is, racism is related to race. When first and foremost, race is a social construct. It's not real. There is no difference between me and a white man other than the color of our skins, right? Race is a social construct. People are treated and viewed in a racial category based on their phenotypes, right? And that can change from nation to nation. In Europe, by and large, the majority of the people in Europe are white. So there is no technical racism between white Europeans. Now, is there nationalism? Is there jingoism? Is there xenophobia? Yes, but that cannot be defined as racism because a Czech and a Slovak are not a different race. A Polish person and a Serbian are not a different race. They are different nationalities. They have different cultures. They are maybe different ethnicities, but they are not different races of people. Now, when it comes to the racism between Europeans, there is, I would say, some real serious racism in Europe, and that is related to how every European country treats the Romani minority. In every European country, you have what are called gypsies, and I hate that word. I'd rather use the term Romani. But amongst Europeans, they've all collectively have treated these dark-skinned Indian migrants who came here to Europe, thousands of years ago, like the bottom of the barrel. They've ghettoized them. They've thrown them in jail. They've killed them, enslaved them, put them in concentration camps. How the Europeans have treated the racialized Romani is real serious racism. Now, if you're talking about Russia and Ukraine going to war, that's nationalism, jingoism, xenophobia, all sorts of stuff, that sort of stuff. All right, that's what I got to say about racism between Europeans. Carl Sarturo says, do you always stream? I try to stream often. I've been very busy. I work a lot as an English teacher, as you know. I also do other projects as well. I'm a writer for another YouTube channel called Culturalist Theory, where we rank rap albums, and I'm writing a very long review right now for a very famous artist. So yeah, go subscribe to Culturalist Theory and go check out the playlist on my channel with all of those videos. All right, Walid Omar, how your travel helped you improve in your job? That's a great question. Walid Omar is the #1 guy in the chat. I love all of you, but Walid is asking some great questions right now. The thing about traveling, it does open your mind to different cultures and places and things like that. So, when you're traveling, you get to learn, okay, in this culture, this is considered rude, or this is considered polite, or this is a tradition that we have. And this allows you to make bonds with people. Like, I've been speaking to Peruvian people for the past 3-4 years, right, with my main job. And I've learned so much about their culture, so much about their history, and I've been able to relate to them. That's how traveling is how makes you better at English. And also, I think learning another language, studying Arabic for so long, it made me sympathetic to people who struggle with English. I really try to be sympathetic, calm, and patient when people are struggling with English, because I know how that feels, to feel like I don't understand this concept. Alex Anghabang says, yeah, everyone says that, LOL. I don't know what you mean, everyone says that, but okay. Walid Omar says, what kind of students do you have, and how do you help them improve in English? So my students are mostly from, like I said, Chile, Peru, but I also have a lot of Hungarian students as well, some Serbians, some Russians, stuff like that. I use a lot of different material. I have a bunch of books that I use, business English books, conversational English material, basic grammar books, but I also have conversational English classes. So that's usually how I improve my students' English, right? And if you're looking for English classes, holler at me, send me an email. Alexa Bong says, it's a big issue. They don't get their kids in school and they just teach them life of crime. Okay. I think, Alexa Bong, you're talking about the Romani people or the Gypsy people here in Europe. And I'll just say this. The same thing was said about black people in America. They said that, black Americans basically live in ghettos because they only know poverty and they don't want to work hard. They don't want to get educated. They're prone to crime and that sort of stuff. And when I look at the Romani or Gypsy people in Europe, I see so many overlapping similarities in how they are treated, right? There is no inherent difference between a Romani person and any other white European if they're given the same opportunities and chances. But the racism that's embedded in Europeans because of so much propaganda and cultural messaging, cultural memeing that's been put into their minds about this group of people has allowed them to be ghettoized and otherized to the point that, they're not given a fair shot in any sort of society, right? So that's all I got to say about that. Dummy Dumb Doodle says, animation sketch. He said hi. Okay, Dummy Dumb, you said hi before. So Donach said not true. I don't know what you mean by not true. You got to explain that. Alex Anghabang says, yeah, so the system needs to work harder to get them in school. I live in Sweden, but they are just moved around from tent in the forest to another tent, hiding somewhere, living on crime. But I want to ask you, would somebody rather live in a tent or live in an apartment? Would somebody rather sleep on a bench or have a home? I think everybody wants to have food, clothing, and shelter. And the thing is, in a lot of European societies, like I'm pretty sure in Sweden, they say, if something gets stolen, most likely it was a Romani person. If somebody broke into a business, it's most likely a Romani person and stuff like that. So because of the constant messaging that these people are criminals, that is a part of the way that they're not able to get stable incomes, get stable housing, and that sort of stuff. All right? Anyway, I'm going to go into Rosa8900. She says, translation. Traductor is not a word, guys. I hear this word all the time from my students. She said, translation, sorry, I have no idea. Anyway, I think I read through all the comments because I finally read through everything. And now people are like slowing down. Okay, 30 minutes into my live stream. 30 minutes into my live stream, I can finally talk about the topic I wanted to talk about on the live stream. Okay, so anyway, I don't even know where to start. Okay, here's what I'm going to say first, okay? There's some people who might be looking at my channel, looking at my content, and saying, Simon, every time you go out, it seems like racism only happens to you. Which is not true. The thing is, for me as a black person with this platform and with the voice that I have and the life that I want to live, I believe it's important for a black person who's living this type of lifestyle to share his experiences, okay? And there is a lot of other black people who travel abroad and they don't pull out their phones. They don't have, Instagrams, YouTubes. They don't have social media at all, right? Which is their choice. And that's how I was living for a long time too. Those 2 years of my life in Tunisia, I wish I documented it, but there are so many stories I have that you will never know, right? Because I didn't pull out my phone. I believe it's important for me as a black man to show the good and bad and ugly of what it's like to be abroad, and I will not let anybody shut me up. There's not going to be a single convincing argument from anybody who will ever leave a comment to me, make a video about me, talk about me in any sort of way that would convince me otherwise to stop doing what I'm doing. I will always keep it real, keep it honest, and keep it raw. Rosa8900 says, not all, but many people. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. If we're talking about the Romanis, okay, expound on that. But we can all pretty much agree, nobody would like to be treated like a Romani person in any European nation, right? And even if you tried to make all the best choices, you would still get harassed. The thing is, going back to my main topic about the purpose of speaking out about racism, right? I'm going through what millions of other black men are going through, and some of them choose to share their experience and others don't. And I believe it's my duty to share my experience because not many people get to see the world through black eyes, understand the experiences that black men go through. And not to toot my own horn and pat myself on the back, but I find myself to be an analytical person, an erudite person, a person with a sophistication in language that allows me to express these things in a way that comes across clearly, right? I know somebody's going to clip that and then, snap another video of me just using a bunch of swear words and stuff like that. But I feel like, it's important for me to use my voice in that way. Province Tirawi says, hey from India, Simon. Hello to Province. Namaste. Shout out to everybody in India. And yeah, I just want to make that clear. So, all the videos that I have on my channel that have gotten the most views have been, most of the time, me talking about racism that I've experienced. But all the videos that I have on my channel that get the least views are me traveling and living a normal ass life, going to museums, going to beaches, hiking in mountains, basically showing positive sides to the countries that I go to. Now, you tell me this. Why is it that the 1, 2, 3, hell, maybe 5, 6, 7 videos I have speaking about negative experiences get the most views? Why? Why does negative content get the most views? But all the positive content that I create about many different countries, many different places, many different experiences get 100 views, 50 views, 20 views. Alex Abang says, people love drama, but that's on the people. That's on the people. But I also believe that a lot of my content that talks about anti-black racism gets views because people realize it's the truth. And the truth is something that is lacking in this world. A lot of the times there are people who come on YouTube and they'll have a bunch of people in their live chat, a bunch of subscribers, and they just want to make the subscribers happy. They just want to get people to like them. They just want to make people smile at them and send hearts and send super chats. I don't want any of that. I don't want y'all to like me. I don't need y'all to like me. I have a real ass life as soon as I turn off this phone. I have a wife that I need to take care of. I got bills that I need to take care of. I got real concerns and real things going on in my life. I don't need mystery people on the internet to like me. So when I come up on my YouTube channel and talk about my real honest experiences about what it's like to be black, it's coming from a real place. I've never told a lie on my channel. I've always kept it real on my channel, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I don't care if my channel is made up of a bunch of people who don't even care about the black experience. They don't care about fighting anti-black racism. They think, there's no such thing as racism in the world. I don't care if that's all the people that come on my live stream. I will always, wallahi, 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 keep it real, keep it raw, keep it black, tell my truth, because that's all I got to do. Because realize this, in this world, black men never get a voice. We never get a voice, and our voices are silenced. And whenever we speak about our honest experiences, we're attacked from all angles. People come from everywhere to discount what we have to say. There are people who will come into my live stream and said, I can't listen to you. You're not intelligent. You're not smart because you're wearing a tank top and a bandana. You have nothing value to say, Simon, because you're a black man who looks like a criminal I've seen on TV. You look like a rapper. You look like a thug. You look like a basketball player. You look like a football player. You look like a nigga who sells drugs. That's what they see when they look at black men. They don't see our hearts. They don't see our mind. They don't see our souls. And they can view us and treat us as less than human. But I'm always going to cut through that and try to defy all those stereotypes. And I know some people are going to say, Simon, you chose to go to Hungary. Simon, you chose to be around white folks. Simon, you chose to have a wife who is not black. I hear all the comments. I hear everything, and I consider everything. But I'm going to say this. What does that matter? My white wife didn't matter last night when I was getting disrespected at the bar. You get what I'm saying? All those other things you want to throw out against me didn't matter when I was showing my money to try to buy a drink and was getting racially harassed, disrespected, literally in front of me. Other white people could go to the bar, get drinks and stuff like that, but I had to sit there and be humiliated like that, right? All right, so that's what I got to say. I'm going to jump into the comments real quick. Province Tirawi says, because people are VE, brother. I don't know what VE means. Okay. Gulab Kiyelu Kinimi said a bunch of emojis and GGHC. Don't know what GGHC means. I'm not that young, guys. I don't know all the new slang. Province Tarawi says, then what about Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, Kareem Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Abdul Kalam. Okay, Abdul Kalam, I believe. I don't know who Abdul Kalam is, but I don't know what you mean then about them, right? And Abraham Lincoln ain't black, so I don't know. I don't know exactly. Abraham Lincoln was a racist, by the way, guys. For anybody who doesn't know, Abraham Lincoln didn't fight the Civil War to free the slaves. Freeing the slaves was incidental. It was a consequence. It was something he was sort of forced to do. Lincoln is on record saying he doesn't believe in the equality of the black race and the white race. Abraham Lincoln was a noted white supremacist. He said, I believe it is the duty of the white man to rule over this nation and over other races. That's documented. You can look that up, right? Abraham Lincoln is not one of my heroes. Though he might have done a good thing, it was accidental, right? So yeah, the point about what I'm trying to say is, like, a lot of people might say, oh, Simon, just get over it. That's the past. Some people will be dicks and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, nobody deserves to be treated like that. Nobody deserves to be discriminated against that way. And for people who don't know what I'm talking about, last night I went out with a bunch of black friends that I have here in Budapest. My guy Rod, who is from Florida, he's visiting here in Hungary. And my guy Fola, who is Nigerian. He is Nigerian and he lives here in Budapest. And I was invited out to the bar with them after hanging out. I got the text message like around 12:30 at night. And then I showed up at the bar like around 1 or something like that. And yeah, I showed up and expected to be Rod, Fola, and me. But yeah, there were a bunch of other Nigerians at the bar that we went to in Budapest, Hungary. And, me and Rod are basically sitting to the side, having our conversation in English, while the Nigerian guys are having their very long conversation in their language, right? And they were speaking, somewhat loud, but we were outside, sitting next to a very busy street, like one of the main streets in Budapest, Hungary, where there are not only cars and buses passing, but there are also trams passing and other people talking loudly and drunk people everywhere. It's almost like a bar street in Budapest, Hungary. And so I'm sitting outside and, I had already gotten my drink and everything like that. And, the bartender comes outside and claps her hands. Like, she walks outside like this. La 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 in Hungarian at the people. Like, I've never seen that at the bar, and that was very disrespectful and rude. Now, some people are going to say, oh, Simon, you think everything is racist? I didn't even think that was racist, right? Of course, it looks crazy. Like, there are other tables where people are talking loud, having a good time, and none of them got reprimanded. But when she sees a bunch of black men sitting at the table and a bunch of them are speaking a language she doesn't understand, she comes outside and does this to all of us as if like we're animals or dogs or something like that. But I didn't even trip because I said, okay, maybe it's a foreign country, okay? Maybe it's a different culture or something like that. Province Tarawi says, oh my God, that's how he became president. That's how he got so many votes. Yeah, he got votes because he was a white supremacist, right? Abraham Lincoln got elected because he said the right things. Like, I don't care about black people. Whites need to rule America. That's what Abraham Lincoln said. These are real quotes. Anyway, going on. That was very rude, but the Nigerian guys didn't seem bothered by it. I think some of them spoke Hungarian to her and stuff like that. Yeah, Alexa Bong says, were you able to get what she say translated? No, but it was pretty obvious what she was trying to communicate. She was trying to say, be quiet and stuff like that. But she said it in a very rude way, almost as if we were beasts, as if we were less than human, right? You don't come up to a man like Alexa Bong. If I came up to you and says, Alexa, be quiet. You, be quiet. Like, how would you feel? Like, everybody around the world would be like, you disrespectful person. I think that's a universal thing, right? We were men. We're not children. We're not, doing anything wrong. We were sitting down at a bar having a drink like millions of people were doing. You get what I'm saying? So at first I was like, okay, I'm going to let that slide. If they're not tripping, I'm not tripping. But the vibes were off by then. A few moments later, I had finished my drink. And I was waiting. I was, seeing the other bartender come outside. And so, I wave at her. She sees my hand, but then looks the other way like this. And so, everybody at the table saw that. A few people were like smiling and stuff like that. Like, that's crazy. Like, and so I'm waving my hand, continuing, I'm not doing anything extra. I'm not like, hey. I just said, excuse me, like a normal person at the bar. And I finally had to like go out of my way to get attention. I had to like lean back on the chair like this to get her attention. And she looks at me and does this. She looks at me and says, like that, like literally like that. You get what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I knew exactly what she was thinking. She was like, these black men are like animals. They're like monkeys or something like that. But she was literally acting that way because I was acting, calm, cool, collected, polite, civilized, if you want to use that term. Meanwhile, she was motioning and acting in a way trying to demean us, but also ignore me as well. Now, this was a self-service bar. I did not know it was a self-service bar until I looked up at a sign that I didn't see. It was written in very small print on the side. But either way, at most bars, at most restaurants, if you raise your hand to try to get the attention of somebody who works there, generally they'll come to you and see what's up, even if they don't speak English, whatever, right? That's my experience. Even in very, third world, developing countries, in Tunisia, in Africa, in Kenya, Tanzania, if you raise your hand at a restaurant, that is a universal sign that you deserve or you're asking for service or help. But the way she acted towards me was very, very disrespectful, very rude, and I believe racially tinged, all right? And so a few moments later, after that experience, I got up from the table, still calm, still cool, went up to the bar, and there was a couple in front of me that ordered a lot of stuff. They ordered like a bottle of wine. They ordered like 2 glasses and like soda water, everything like that to take it to the channel, right? And yeah, they take it to the table. Sorry, take it to the channel, right? So yeah, before I continue the story, Province Tiwari says, Simon, where exactly you are in the U.S.? I'm not in the U.S. I am in Hungary. I am from Louisiana, though, but I'm in Hungary. So, yeah, I go up to the bar after these people literally just got served. It's about 2 a.m., something like that, right? And I go up to the bar and I'm like, hey, can I get a dreher, like a type of drink here, right? And before I even say that, right, she starts going off in Hungarian like this. No, you, like this. And saying a bunch of stuff in Hungarian. And I'm like, I was literally smiling. I was like, okay, maybe she's just trying to like, bitch. Maybe she's just trying to like get it off her chest. Maybe she's just trying to rant, but she's still going to serve me. Like, it's okay. I could understand her being upset at them talking loud. I'm being very generous here. I'm being very generous here because at a bar, people talk loud. If you think about the 3 things people do at bars, it's they drink, they laugh, and they talk very loud. That's literally, if you were to play like, what is that Steve Harvey show? What's that Steve Harvey show? 3 things people do at a bar. Family Feud. 3 things people do at a bar in Family Feud. Drink, smoke, maybe get into fights, talk loud. Like, that's what people do at bars. So I'm still being very generous here because, once again, it's a different culture. But I come up there and she's doing like this to me. No, not to you and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, get it out your system, lady. By the way, at that moment, my guy Rod was coming behind me. So he saw the whole thing that happened. And he saw that I wasn't yelling at anybody. I didn't scream at anybody. I was just like, what's happening? Like, what is she doing? She's upset. And he's like, yeah, maybe she's got to get something off her chest. And I'm like, okay. I pulled out my card and said, can I please get this drink? Motioning to her, the universal signal. She's like, no. And then I was like, okay. I go to some other patron there who is at the bar, like playing like foosball or something. And I asked him, can you translate to her, why she won't let me get a drink? And he asked her, and then he says, he says that she said we were being too loud. Once again, outside of a bar, sitting outside of a bar, we were being too loud. But then I once again say I wasn't talking loud. And then secondly, there was no reason not to serve people just because they're talking loud at a bar. That's just insane. It's just racist, right? And meanwhile, while I'm having this guy translate, she continues to serve other people. And this is the part where the video comes on, right? You see her come up and attack me. She comes up and tries to like smack my phone. You get what I'm saying? And then comes up and tries to harass me and call the security guard on me. There were times when I cut off the camera, and basically in those times, it was the security guard and me. Like, I'm trying to explain to him, like, I got my card, I got my money. Can I please get a drink? And the lady is saying no. And he's like, which goes to show, like, in general, white people are on code. That's the thing, that's the problem. Like, white people, whenever one of them is exhibiting the worst parts of their behavior, which is anti-black racism, they all get on code. If I were to say right now, there's racism in Spain, there's racism in the Czech Republic, there's anti-black racism in Italy, all the people in the chat would start saying, no, 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 there's not. Even though I might literally call black people who are living in Spain, living in Italy, living in the Czech Republic, and they might talk about their experiences, but all white people would get on code and say, there is no racism there, right? What you saw was a mirage. The people getting served at the bar were not white, they were really black. The people that were calling you the N-word were not really saying the N-word, they were saying Niagara Falls. You get what I'm saying? Like, white people stay on code whenever their group of people start explicitly being racist, right? Because they will all deny it. They will all deny racism, and they will all defend the people who are exhibiting racism. And I could tell, looking in the security guard's eyes, that he was like, that this is messed up, but he still had to do his job. Plus his English was limited, or he was pretending he didn't know English. And yeah, just continued to be like that. Dummy Doodle says, yes, there is racist people in the Czech Republic. See? All right, well, I'm glad somebody admitted it, but yeah, it's out there. But by and large, white people will not call something racist, especially when it's right in front of your face. And I can't think of anything more racist than denying black patrons the right to buy a drink for not doing anything that is out of bounds. We did not fight people at the bar. We weren't flipping over tables. We weren't pissing in the street. We weren't harassing women at the bar. They were a bunch of guys having friendly banter, laughing, joking, having a good time. And because of that, we were treated like animals. People clapping in our faces. People denying us service. People saying, no, you cannot have a drink. And the bar closes at 5. By the way, I went to the bar at 2 to get my second drink. And I asked her what time. I showed her my watch. I was like, what time do you close? And she's like, 5. And I'm like, okay, it's not even closing time. So that's when I knew, okay, she's tripping. She's willing to take it there. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, then the other Nigerians come in, and this guy who is, I believe, a younger guy, his name was Mike, he had dreads and stuff like that. He speaks a little bit of Hungarian. I imagine he lives here. He was obviously very drunk because in the video, you'll see he says, you can go back to the UK. Like, the brother wasn't even paying attention when I was introducing myself. I said I was from America, and I told him I lived here. He didn't even realize that I lived here. But he kept on saying, like, you can go back tomorrow, but we have to deal with the consequences. I'm like, brother, I live here too. And regardless, we as black men should always speak out against that sort of discrimination. We're not gonna just let that sort of slide. We're not just gonna let people treat us like animals, deny us service, and then we just continue to go about our day. We have to say something. We're not gonna get violent. We're not gonna get rowdy. We're not gonna be, disrespectful to their establishment, but we will confront this sort of racism, right? You get what I'm saying? Waleed Omar says, Jim Crow law in Europe, what a shame. Absolutely a shame. It felt like Jim Crow. It literally felt like I was in like 1950s America. All right? Gonna jump into the comments. Sub-Zero87 says, are you Muslim? Yes, I am Muslim. I believe in Allah, and Muhammad is his last prophet. All right? Gonna jump into the other comments here. Pedro Cordero says, my brother from another mother, you good? I'm good, man. I appreciate all the love from the people in the live stream. I really do. Like, I did not expect to get this much love today from so many people. But I was very depressed last night about what happened at this bar in Hungary and the anti-black racism, right? Sub-Zero 87 says, I just discovered your channel and saw your vlog in Juma in Albania. Just confused you were at a bar. Guys, I'm a Muslim that unfortunately is not exactly on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Like I would say about 70% of Muslims. And the thing is, you know what, guys, I know that I shouldn't be drinking. I know that I shouldn't be smoking. But you know, I try to live as good a life as possible. And I know one day, hopefully, inshallah, that I will stop all those things. All right? I will stop all of those things. But I've said explicitly before, for anybody who's Muslim on my channel, this is not an Islamic channel. If you want an Islamic channel, go watch Yasser Qadi, go watch literal sheikhs. I am just a guy in this world who happens to be Muslim, but my black experiences come first. Nobody cared at the bar that I was an English teacher. Nobody cared at the bar that I was a decent human being. Nobody cared at the bar that I was a Muslim. Nobody cared at the bar that I'm a husband. Nobody cared at the bar that I literally, you know, help kids learn English. Nobody cares that I have all these other positive traits about me. I am viewed and treated as a black man when I go outside, so my black experiences will come first. And I've experienced some of the worst anti-black racism while living in North Africa and other places, but this situation in Hungary sort of takes the cake, all right? Sub-Zero says he smokes green. All right. I don't know if Allah forbids the ganja. I think he does, though. Anyway, Sarah says in Poland is worse. All right. Sarah jumped into the chat. Shout out to Sarah. I would love to visit Poland. You know what's funny? Before turning on this live stream, I saw a viral video of a bunch of black men dancing with a bunch of white women in Poland. So I feel like in Poland, like there is a lot of swirling going on, which is something I feel neither way about. But the thing is, though, I also know in Poland they do blackface. They do literal blackface on TV quite often, and that's kind of disturbing. But I still would love to visit Poland, especially the North Coast. Like, I want to go to those northern seas, like jump in that Baltic Sea one time. Anyway, Sub-Zero says, Inshallah, brother, Inshallah. Inshallah, we'll all get on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. And Allah knows best. And Allah is the best of planners, and He is the best judge. All right? All right. Alexa Bong says, I was in Tanzania many times and all Muslims I know drink alcohol. I'm telling you guys, if you go to Turkey, you go to Morocco, you go to Egypt, you go to anywhere where there's a ton of Muslims, you'll find a ton of alcoholics. It's absolutely insane. It's not a good thing, right? And in fact, my guy Rodney asked me a very good question. My guy Rodney, who I was with last night, you'll see in the video, he doesn't drink. He's not Muslim, but he asked me a very interesting question. Is there anything positive alcohol has given you? And I couldn't think of one thing. That's a very good question. There really is no benefit to drinking, and nobody really should do it. But, you know, I do it just to relax socially with my friends. And yeah, after a long, hard day of work, you know, it sort of soothes you and calms you. You get what I'm saying? Sarah says, why you are not Muslim, you don't know them very well. Okay, I don't know exactly what you mean, Sarah, what you mean by that. Alexa Bang says, that's Netherlands. I think that does blackface. No, Poland does blackface as well. Poland does blackface. I did a whole live stream about it. There was a contest where people were dressing up like famous American rappers. So somebody put on blackface and rapped like Kendrick Lamar on TV. I believe that happened this year. Last year, somebody dressed up like Kanye West and put on blackface on TV. Now, if you don't understand why blackface is wrong, I did a whole live stream about it. You can find it on my channel about why blackface is wrong, and it's not cool. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, Poland does blackface. A lot of European nations do blackface. Yeah. So Caleb said, did you just have basketball practice? Isn't that an example of what I was just talking about, guys? I'm over here trying to talk about anti-black racism, but because of the way I'm dressed, people will assume these things about me. No, Caleb, I don't even really play basketball like that. It's very hot here in Hungary, and I don't have AC in the house. I have a fan over here, so I'm just, you know, trying to keep it from sweating. I sweat very easily. I don't know why. Sub-Zero says, when did you revert, by the way? 2014, February 2014, in Miami, Florida. In Poland, they treat my Arab friends so bad. That's absolutely a shame. It's absolutely a shame. And going here to Alexa Bang, the Netherlands does the whole red lips and everything. It's crazy. Yeah, I've heard about that. They call it the little helpers of Santa Claus, right? Like the Santa Claus's little helpers are dressed in blackface because they jump down the chimney and supposedly they get covered in coal or something like that. Yeah. So Sarah says, they said to my Arab friend to go back to her country in Poland. All right. Yeah. That's absolutely horrible. I have not had a go back to wherever you came from moment yet in Hungary, but I would not be surprised if that happens. I'm pretty sure when my, racism video in Hungary goes viral, which I'm pretty sure it will, I feel like there's going to be a lot of racist people in the comments, a lot of them from Hungary, but also from other places, who are going to say, go back to wherever you came from and stop complaining. This is the thing. When black people talk about our issues, we're complaining. But in every other country, they got issues. And nobody tells the Palestinians in Gaza to stop complaining. Nobody tells the people of Ukraine to stop complaining. Nobody tells the Arabs who are living in Poland getting mistreated to stop complaining. Nobody tells the Turkish people who are viewed by suspicion by the police in Germany to stop complaining. But whenever black people talk about our issues, it's, oh, y'all are making a big deal out of nothing. You're making a mountain out of an anthill and that sort of stuff. And that's not all right. We have the right to express ourselves explicitly. And I've always come with receipts and evidence. I've always kept it real on my channel. Pedro Cordero says, hyperidrose, I don't know what that means. Sub-Zero87 says, ever think about going to Pakistan for vlogs? I would love to visit Pakistan because I heard they have beautiful mountains, and I would love to see Pakistan. I just worry about the safety. But I really like samosas. I love samosas. Pakistan, low-key, got some of the best food in the world. Every time I've had Pakistani food, I have not been disappointed. Caleb says, do you smell like onions when you sweat? All right, that's very racist, and because of that, he is getting blocked. Caleb got blocked. So, Vimto Bill says, why the hate for Poland? They got some fine mixed-race women. I'm pretty sure there's some baddies with some fatties running around in Holland, right? I'm married, guys. I'm married. But there's no hate for Holland. It's just an issue with the blackface that's happening in Holland, right? There's a lot more I want to say, okay? There's a lot more I want to say about the experience. I was in the middle of the story, right, about the bar experience where they refused to serve me and all the other black patrons that I was with, but they continued right in front of us to serve all the white patrons. You can see it on video. It's not a mystery. I'm not making this up. It's not a game. It's very real. Y'all go check out that video and see it with your own eyes. Y'all tell me if I was tripping, all right? Avery Adams says, damn, I saw your video last night, SMH. That shit is crazy. Yes, it is, Avery. It's absolutely crazy. That's like Jim Crow. That's literally like, you cannot eat at this kitchen counter. You cannot eat at this diner counter, Negro. Like, get out of here. Like, that's how racist that was. I've never experienced that before. Now, let me talk about the Africans, okay? I'm going to talk about the Africans real quick. Pedro Cordero says, what about the One Piece? Is it real? I don't know about the One Piece, exactly what you're talking about. But anyway, I'm going to talk about the Africans I was with real quick. Because nothing disappoints me more. Nothing disappoints me more to see black Africans who go off on black people who talk about anti-black racism. It's a common thing that you'll see. If you talk to some Nigerians, some Ghanaians, some Kenyans, even some South Africans, they will make excuses for the way white people discriminate against black people. If you noticed in the video, all the Africans were like, you don't understand. You don't understand. How could I not understand what was happening when they're not serving me because y'all niggas were talking loud? I wasn't even talking loud. Nigerian man, that you were at the table going off in whatever language. And I'm standing up for you. I'm standing up for you, Nigerian. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I'm saying that we still deserved to get served despite you guys talking loud at the table and causing the lady to come up to y'all and clap her hands in y'all's face, like y'all are some dogs. I'm standing up for the Africans. I'm not just standing up for myself saying, can I get my beer? I'm saying, like, can we still get served at this establishment because we have done nothing wrong? But the Africans wanted to turn up on me. The Africans were saying, like, you don't understand, brother. Yeah, let's just go. Let's do something else. They have a right. It's their country. It's their business. No, it's not their right to just discriminate against us. Because you know what, Mr. African man? We see how the white people are in Nigeria, in Kenya, in Tanzania. Guys, I'm telling y'all this right now. If you are white living in this world and you are not in Africa, you are losing. You are losing because white people go to Africa and get treated like gods. There are literal places, businesses in Africa where they don't even allow black Africans in. The black Africans allow anti-black racism in their own goddamn countries. Chinese businesses, Chinese clubs, white European tourist traps and stuff like that, where they don't even let black Africans in. And then the black Africans go abroad, still get mistreated by the Europeans, and still suck white daddy's dick. What is happening? What is happening in the minds of those people? Now that's the point. I set that all up to get to this main point. Somebody stupid is gonna leave a comment and say this: Simon, go back to Africa. Somebody stupid is going to say, Simon, get the fuck out of Europe and go back to Africa. I know somebody stupid is going to say it. And if you want to say it, get it off your chest right now. But if I go back to Africa, will not the same shit happen? I saw it with my own eyes and documented it for all of y'all to see on my channel. Come on, man. Come on, man. There is no place in this world. This is where the live stream is going to get very dark. This is where the live stream is about to get very dark and very depressing for everybody who's going to tune in. So if you don't like some real shit, tune the fuck off. Tune off, because it's about to get very real. I've traveled to Asia, Africa, Europe. The only place I really haven't been is South America. Been all around North America. From my experience, there is no place in this world safe for black people. There is no place in this world where we will not experience this sort of anti-black racism, even in black Africa. Even in black Africa. Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all really hearing me? Even in black Africa, they have places, clubs, businesses, schools, things you cannot do if you are a black African in Africa. And that's because of the coon mindset that's in these Africans. Y'all saw it on video. You don't understand, brother. It's their right to disrespect us. It's their right to treat us like animals. It's their right to clap in your face like a monkey, like a gorilla. It's their right to treat us like less than human beings. Are y'all serious right now? I didn't show this in the video. I swear to God I did this. After the whole incident, when I recorded the video and finished, I went up to those group of guys. I stood up at the table and I said this: as black men, I swear to God I said this, as black men, we should be ashamed of how we're allowing ourselves to be treated right now. Of course, I didn't want to shop at that business anymore. After about 5 minutes of her saying no to me and then yelling at my friends and stuff like that, of course I wasn't going to shop there anymore. And of course, we should have went. But what I'm disappointed is those guys did not show any outrage. They did not show any outrage. They did not show any sort of, how can I say this? Animosity. Not that I wanted them to turn up in the business, flip over tables and chairs and start yelling at people and smacking people. I didn't want none of that. Even though I was with two bodybuilders. Y'all saw Rod, y'all saw Flo. Them niggas are huge. But when it came to the issue of dealing with anti-blackness and white supremacy, my fat ass, my short ass, my bald ass, my no muscle having ass was the only one standing up to the white supremacists. Meanwhile, Rod and Fola, these guys were talking about, come on, man, I mean, that's just the way it is, bro. That's just the way it is, man. Or, you don't understand, brother. You don't understand. They have the right to do this to us. Are you serious right now? I'm with two big-ass niggas. And these big-ass niggas are allowing this little white woman to disrespect us like that. Not saying that we should have jumped on her. Not saying we should have smacked her. But y'all ain't say nothing. Y'all ain't even use this muscle right here. Y'all got all the muscles in your biceps and in your back and shit. But y'all ain't using this. Y'all ain't using this. Y'all ain't using the gift God gave us. Fuck y'all niggas, man. I'm serious. Man, I turned up right now. Now, I still got love for them brothers, but fuck that sort of mentality. Are we serious right now? What sort of men are we? What sort of men are we? Avery Adams says, so you mean to tell me nobody did nothing? I was the only one standing on business. Swear to God. You saw it in the video. You saw it in the video. Nobody was standing on business. Shout out to Avery Adams standing on business, blocking a racist white supremacist jumping in here. But seriously now, absolutely ashamed that Africans, black people who done had it all, Black people who grew up in countries where all they know is black people, and they're the ones who are supposed to be the strong ones. The Africans are supposed to be the ones who have all this moral fortitude. They're supposed to be better than us as Black Americans. But when it came time to stand on business and be men, what did they do? What did they do? You don't understand, brother. They can treat us this way, nigga. Are you serious? The way Africans act, it sort of makes sense how we got enslaved. I'm going there. Fuck it. I'm going there. The way Africans act around white people makes it seem like, nigga, we hopped on the ships. The way the Africans act make it seem like they put the chains around them necks themselves. The way the Africans act around white people makes me think we walked into the castle and just laid down and waited in the dungeon until the ship came to take us. Are we serious right now? I'm really mad. I'm of course more mad at that racist white woman treating us that way. But I am very, very disappointed, upset, heartbroken that Black men, big ass niggas, y'all saw Fola, y'all saw Rod, them niggas like this, walk around like this, all day. But when a racist white supremacist denies us service, y'all like, oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. This is the thing. I'm going to give y'all a lesson about what it means to be a man. A man stands on business. A man stands on principle. A man controls his emotions. A man is always tries to fight and stand up for what's right, not only for himself, but his family and his community and his people. And that goes for everybody, white, black, everybody. I've never seen so much cowardice in men. I've never seen that much cowardice in men. And the thing is, while here in Budapest, I've been trying to make alliances and friendships with a bunch of Black brothers. And unfortunately, a lot of the Black brothers out here are African. My guy, Florida Rod, is like the only guy that I know who from America so far, right? I have not met any other Black Americans out here because we're a rare species. You feel me? But I have not seen that much cowardice in people. I'm sorry I went off on that rant, guys. I know there's a lot of comments. I want to read the comments right now. But shout out to my guy, Avery Adams. Shout out to everybody leaving comments. So, Avery Adams says, they could have at least supported you and moved as a unit. How are we still alone amongst our own people? Ain't that the truth? I've never felt that much alone amongst our own people. Them niggas still wanted to sit there, smoke, laugh, and chill, knowing that we couldn't get drinks. Are we serious right now? Okay? Are we serious right now? I'm going to read the comments. I'm going to go back up. So Sarah says, I'm so happy you became Muslim, mashallah. I'm also converted Muslim. Racism has nothing to do with Islam. Racism has nothing to do with the ideology of Islam, yes, but there's been a long history of anti-Black racism within the Muslim community, going back to the Arab slave trade. Sarah says, I'm an ex-Jew. My Jew's father used to teach bad things about Black people. My first time that I taught Black people is thanks to Islam. That's very interesting, Sarah. Thank you for your story. There is a lot of anti-Black racism within the Jewish community as well. Very interesting to hear about a Jewish convert to Islam. That's very uncommon. All right. I would like to know more about your story, Sarah. Sarah says, when I become Muslim, I started talking Black people thanks to Muslim community. That's a beautiful thing, Sarah. You should get to know, as the most beautiful thing about the Muslim community is that we're the most diverse, we're the most beautiful ummah, we're the largest ummah, and there's so many different types of people within them, right? And please don't let me be the representative for all Black Muslims. I am my own man, and I know I'm not the perfect Muslim. Going here to the comments says, Sarah, what do you think about Jews' family who hate Black people? It's very ironic that Jews would hate Black people when Jews have been through some of the worst forms of white supremacy and have experienced some evil things across the planet. They should understand. But I know in the Jewish community, they have racist slurs for Black people, and we never done anything to them. The whites did all sorts of things to Jewish people, but they got all the time in the world to make up racist slurs about us. That's not right. The ship will sail says, I feel you. I feel like this always. I live in a racist place. All right, shout out to the ship will sail. Let us know where you're from, what the situation is like. Vimto Bill, you said you can't win all the battles. Of course we can't. Well, we're not. Of course we can't win all the battles, but we're in a war against white supremacy. We are in a war against white supremacy, and what we need are warriors. And white supremacy is an idea. And the way to fight an idea is with larger ideas, with voices, and with action. It's not with violence, it's not with guns, it's not with swords, but we are in a battle against white supremacy. And as black men, we are at the forefront of the battle against white supremacy. And our voices, our God-given gifts, with the tongue, with the teeth, with our minds, is the way that we're going to win this battle. But we're not going to win this battle with a bunch of cowards. We're not going to win this battle with a bunch of black men who are scared to say the R word. White people ain't scared to say the N word. I get called the N word every single day. I turn on my YouTube comments. I get called the N word and monkey and all sorts of racist slurs in my comment section all the time, every single day. White people ain't scared to say the N word, but black people are scared to say the R word. Think about that. White people ain't scared to disrespect us. White people ain't scared to treat us badly at bars. White people aren't afraid to disrespect us and disrespect our women, disrespect our cultures, refuse us service, harass us, beat us, kill us, murder us. But black people are scared to call something racist. What does that say about us, man? What does that say about us? All right. Judge Dredd said, I bought land in Feral Hills, have eyes area. I have to go there and build and camp on the property to protect the work supplies. I have no idea, Judge Dredd, what the hell you're talking about. Avery Adams says, what experience was more terrible, this one or the one in Kosovo? They sound similar. Okay. That's a very good question, Avery. I would say this is worse because, you know, I've been denied entry to the club before. Right? Like I'm sure a lot of black men have and stuff like that. It's just, hold on. I had something pop up on my screen. I don't know how to get it off. All right. But, okay. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Anyway, the thing is, like, I've had experiences where I've been denied entry at the bar before, like in Tunisia, like in Indonesia, like in Serbia and stuff like that. Because of no other reason than my skin, right? So Kosovo wasn't that. I was more hurt for the same reason I'm hurt about Hungary, in the sense that, you know, I really liked Kosovo. Like literally everything, I really liked Kosovo up to that one point at Zanzibar, right? This experience hurt more because it was just so blatant. Like, I would say it was like crazy to see this sort of racism like in 2024. And I think a lot of it came from the fact that this woman was powerless, right? Let's think about this, right? I probably definitely make way more money than this woman, right? And you could probably see it and tell it. I mean, you know a nigga with money when he got one, when you see one, right? So, you know, this woman probably makes like the average Hungarian wage, 600 euros a month. I made 600 euros last week, and I got another check coming this week for the same amount. And I'm not trying to flex or brag on my money because I'm still poor. I still consider myself poor, working class, right? But I grind my ass off, and I make pretty well for myself for the work that I do. And you know, this woman probably saw a bunch of, you know, very handsome, probably very rich, or at least doing better than her, black men sitting at a table. And we were having a good time, laughing, joking, talking, and she just wanted to flex on us. And I think a lot of that has to do with, you know, the fact that women are very powerless in this very chauvinistic society, male-dominated society, right? And also the poverty as well. And there's also the, of course, explicit anti-black racism that a lot of, you know, uneducated people have in Hungary because, you know, the less education you have, the less experience you have interacting with other people, or just the less knowledge of the world, you're going to exhibit those sorts of things, right? And yeah, she just wanted to flex on us for no reason. You get what I'm saying? So the ship will sail says, I live in Chicago, and the part of town I live in, the women won't even open their mouth to speak to me if I'm dressed casual. The women have their guard up against black men. Ain't that the truth? The ship will sail. There are a lot of places in the world where, you know, if you're a black man trying to kick game to a woman, especially of the other kind or another persuasion, right, you're going to have a lot of pushback. You get what I'm saying? You're going to get a lot of pushback. You're going to get a lot of people who don't want to do that, right? Interracial dating is still taboo in a lot of places. Listen, man, once again, white people are not afraid to say the N word, but black people are scared to say the R word because almost, I would say the majority of white women and white men have been told, do not marry somebody or do not get with somebody, do not procreate with somebody outside of your race, right? And that could take many different forms. I'm sure that's been told to a lot of white women, white men, and other groups of people as well, Asian people and stuff like that. You know, I think that does exist a lot, all right? Avery Adams says, the ship will sail. He's replying to him. This is very true. They think anybody who dress casual is a thug. It's funny when you dress up, white women always give me attention, but I'm not for it. I see through their racism. Ain't that the truth? Like, once again, I knew as soon as I hopped on stream with this tank top and the bandana, people were going to say stupid comments like, you must play basketball, or we can't listen to you, Simon, because you seem like a thug, a criminal, a gangster rapper, or something like that. We shouldn't have to dress up in certain ways to gain respect as black men. You get what I'm saying? Jessica Dida said, I'm just curious for your opinion about, do you think black people can be racist? That's a very good question, Jessica Dida. I've answered this before, but I would say yes. Individual black people can be racist. There can be black people who hate Jewish people. You can find black people who hate white people, even though that is extremely rare. I want to ask you guys this. If there was a black person who did hate white people, wouldn't that be almost understandable after history, after all the experiences we've had? Don't you think it would be understandable? Now, guys, I don't hate white people, and I can't hate white people because the famous quote white people say, they can't be racist because they got a black friend or they sucked some black dick in the past. I can't be racist because my wife is white, guys. I can't be racist. I can't hate white people. I can't hate white people. It's impossible for me. And plus, I love all people. And but the thing is, yes, an individual black person can be racist, but we live under a global system of white supremacy, where even if there is a black person who is racist and hates white people, it is not the same level of power that globally white people have to control the lives of other non-white people. The majority of the nuclear weapons are held in the hands of white people. The majority of the world's wealth that's extracted from Africa is in the hands of white people. The majority of the major powerful nations are white-dominated nations with their presidents and their parliaments and their CEOs and that sort of stuff. So we live under a global system of white supremacy where we are infected with the ideas that closer to whiteness is closer to rightness. The more closer you are in proximity to that, the easier life will be, the better your life will be, and the further away you are from that, which blackness will forever be permanently far away from that. You know what I mean? It will always be considered less than. You get what I'm saying? So we live under a global system of white supremacy, which is inherently anti-black and racist. But yes, individual black people can be racist, right? Tomer says, hey. Okay, can I finish up the story? I kind of want, see, this is why I'm wearing the bandana, guys. I sweat crazy. I think it's like 30 degrees here today. One more thing happened by the end of the night. So I was leaving. I went to take the tram to leave the bar with the Nigerians there and my guy Rod there and stuff like that. And yeah, as I was waiting for the train, the scariest thing happened. Florida Rod and Fola the Nigerian come walking to me like this. Now, guys, you see I'm not big. You see I'm not a big muscle man, but imagine two big black men running up on you like that. I said, oh shit, I'm about to die. I said, oh, I'm about to die. Because at the table, I went off and said, y'all some coons, y'all pussy for allowing this white woman to treat us this way and to be disrespected this way, and y'all want to stay here. So I said, oh shit, they coming to finish me off. I was like, all right, I'm about to die. So I said, hey, y'all big niggas don't run up on me like that. And they tried to have a talk with me, and they kept on saying, calm down. When literally, guys, I was calm the entire time. This is one of those moments that I'm actually very proud of myself, because during this racist experience at the bar where they refused to serve me, I did not yell once. I did not curse once. I did not swear. I did not get in anybody's face. You know, I have the capacity to do that. But I was actually, and maybe I was calm because I felt like, okay, the brothers are going to eventually come in here and we're going to like settle this down and find some resolution to this, or they'll have my back. But I was calm the entire time during this racist experience. But while Rod and Fola came out to me, they said, calm down. And I said to Rod, like, yo, I'm literally being calm right now. I'm literally talking to you in a calm demeanor. I'm smiling the entire time. And he said, well, you might be talking calm and acting calm, but your words are showing that you're disgruntled. Yeah, I'm disgruntled because we just experienced explicit anti-black racism. Bruh, are you awake? Is your mind working? You get what I'm saying? And yeah, I was explaining to them my issue. My issue is not that they, didn't want to leave, because they wanted to leave. The issue is that they did not show any outrage about it, which goes to show a lot about their character as black men. You're not outraged that there was that sort of explicit racism in our face. And so when the train came, they're still trying to convince me to stay out with them and go with them. It's about 2:30, 2:45 a.m. at that point. And I'm like, no. And these guys try to pull me on my arms to prevent me from getting on the train with them. Like, it was sort of embarrassing because I'm like trying to get on the train and like these guys are like pulling my arms. Imagine two big niggas pulling both of my arms, trying to get me from getting on the train, trying to convince me to stay. And I'm like, nah, bro, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I wasn't tired. I wasn't tapped out. I was just very, very disappointed and depressed about that sort of like racism happening and the guys not, wanting to stand with me. So I came home. I sent an email. For anybody who thinks I just do this for internet clout, I sent an email to the business in English and Hungarian, which you can find on their website. There's a complaint section. You can leave a complaint on this business. And I encourage all of you to go to this company, 4ES6OS, I believe. I'm going to write it in the chat, man. Y'all tell this business what it do. 4ES6OS plus. All right, let them know they have a racist bartender. Find their website, okay? Find their website, y'all send them the message, y'all let them know, all right? But I've sent an email to them in English and in Hungarian, and then I left a Google Maps review. You know what I mean? Because once again, I'm not going to go firebomb their business. I'm not going to go find the lady after work and run down on her. I'm not going to do any sort of violent acts. I'm not going to do any sorts of crime or criminal activity. I'm just going to use my voice. And that's all we can do. And that's why I have this platform. That's why I try to talk about these things. And that's why I try to keep it real with the people and just share my experiences. That's all I really got to say. All right. Avery Adams says, wow, calm down. You're an angry black man now. I deal with that over here. People think you're angry when you're not, just being firm and blunt. Absolutely. Like, thank you, Avery. Exactly. I was not yelling at anybody. I did not yell at anybody, scream at anybody, curse anybody out. I did tell the guys, y'all are coons and y'all pussy, but I said it in like the calmest way possible. I said, looking at all these black men at this table, it really breaks my heart that y'all allowed this to happen. And, yeah, y'all are coons. Y'all are coons. Y'all are coons. And the funny thing is the Nigerians don't have a word for coon. Nigerians don't know what coon means. And it's pretty funny. Nigerians don't even understand what this word means. And so I called them coons and they were like, no, I'm cool. I'm cool. They thought I was saying cool. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. But, yeah, man, that's all I really got to say about this experience. This is it's something that I just want to get out there. And the ship will sail says, I'm half Nigerian, half black American. Kamal says, strong emoji. Shout out to Kamal. Shout out to the Nigerians. Listen, I got no problems with Nigerians, but I always got a problem with raccoons, with Clayton Bigsby's. If you're too scared to call something what it is, whenever we experience anti-black racism, you're a coon. You're a coon to me. Like, we have to be able to be firm and strong and keep it real about these things. And that's what I just wanted to get out there about that. But that's all I really got to say for this live stream. I hope I didn't miss anything. I sort of covered all the bases. This has been my biggest live stream by far. I've never had this many people in the live stream. And yeah, if you got any last comments or questions, get them out, because I'm about to sign off and jump back on my grind. But Dark Destroyer says, where have you been traveling? I went to Tunisia, Indonesia, Serbia, Albania, Kosovo, Macedonia, Bosnia, Hungary, Turkey, Mauritius, Kenya, Tanzania, Guyana, Mexico, Bahamas, Malaysia. Yeah, those are all the places I've ever been. Avery Adams says, if you're watching, like the video. Absolutely. Send a like. Kamal says, well handled, Simon. When I saw the African just sitting in submission, I got further pissed. Ain't that something, man? We have to do something to educate our African brothers about anti-black racism. Because for all the people, I know somebody's going to say it, go back to Africa. We're going to go back to Africa, guys. All the black people are going to go back to Africa, and what will the Africans do? They're still going to have whites-only beaches. They're still going to have whites-only bars. They're still going to have whites-only clubs. They're still going to allow the Chinese to own all the businesses. They're still going to allow the Indians to have all the economic power. Guys, we're going to go back to Africa, and we're going to be taking it back. We're going to be taking them back 60 years. That's the thing, man. And the African mindset, I swear to God, they think the white man's ice is colder and white people can do no wrong, when they literally come from countries that were carved up from European imperialism. Jessica Dita says, sorry that happened to you. Shout out to Jessica. It's, shout out to Jessica. Shout out to everybody, man. The thing is, this is the thing. This is my call to action to everybody. This is my call to action to white people, black people, everybody watching this live stream. I'm a black man sharing my experiences, not because I want clout, not because I want money, not because I want fame, not because I want people to feel sorry for me, not because I want people to cry for me. What I want people to do is be educated and have the gumption, the intelligence to know that when they see anti-black racism, when they identify it, they should call it out, they should fight against it, and they should stand up against that sort of discrimination. Nothing broke my heart than to see all those African brothers doing nothing, but also the Hungarian people as well. All the Hungarians got on code and said, you know what, if somebody's being anti-black, we're going to defend them. The bartender got on code and said, you know what, we're not serving anybody. Even the other bartender, the bouncer got on code. The other guy I was talking to, translating for me, got on code. Everybody will defend themselves against anti-black racism. If I were to sit here and say Croatia is a racist nation, Croatian people would jump into the comment section real quick and say, no, there's no racism there. There's no racism there. Or they'll say stupid shit. White people say the stupidest shit. They say, yeah, there's racism here in Croatia against Italians. Some stupid shit like that. We need to be on code fighting anti-blackness, not on code defending white supremacy. So that's what I'm telling everybody here. Everybody here, get educated. If you see anything like this happen to other black people, stand up for them. Tell the bartender that ain't right. Boycott those businesses. Let other people know about those businesses. And, defend your black brothers and sisters out here that are going through the struggle. And, just try to love everybody, man. I know it sounds very simple and very cliche, but we should be treating other people like they deserve to be treated, like human beings, like brothers and sisters in humanity. Because we're all trying to get through this life here. We're all trying to get through life as best as we can. Everybody's got struggles. Everybody's got bills. Everybody's got an issue. I got a fucked up toe. I got bad knees. I got a bad back sometimes. I'm getting older. Everybody's dealing with trauma. Nobody's making as much money as they really deserve to be making. And everybody's going through hell while a few people at the top make a ton of money. Now, I know that sounds very simplistic and that sounds like let's all just get along and let's not see color. But the thing is, we as black people, we've been saying this, screaming this from the mountaintop. Let's treat each other like brothers and sisters. And meanwhile, the white community in whole, by and large, the Caucasian persuasion, all holds hands together and locks in and says, yeah, sometimes when we see anti-blackness happening, we'll be cool with that. We're okay with that. You get what I'm saying? Kamal says, I've used anti-black since you coined it. I didn't coin the phrase, but I think we should start talking about anti-blackness rather than racism, because white people say stupid shit. The white people say the dumbest shit. They say, yeah, they're racist against me in Germany because I'm from France. Racism is a dead word. White people killed the word racism like they killed the word woke, like they killed the word bro, like they killed the word cool. All the phrases that black people created, white people basically ran it into the ground. We can't say fashiggity no more. We can't say swag no more because white people ran it into the ground. And the same thing is for racism. White people say, yeah, they're racist against me because I have brown hair in the UK. Like, what the fuck? Like, we can't use that term racism anymore. We have to start calling things anti-black, right? Because that's one thing that they can't take. They can't flip that. They can't say, yeah, they're being anti-black against me in Germany because I'm from Yugoslavia. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? All right. Gonna jump into the comments here. Kamal says, exactly, they always use as an escape route. Fuck that. Exactly. Beam Lai Chaudhry said hello. Shout out to Beam. Jessica Dita said, that can be true, though. There is no racism against other groups of white people because y'all are the same race. That literally goes against the term. That's like saying somebody can be sexist against me as another man, right? Like, what sense does that make? What sense does that make? These guys are being sexist against me as another man. That doesn't make sense, Jessica Dita. I'm pretty sure Jessica Dita is the type of white person to say, yeah, they're racist against me in the UK, like stupid shit like that. I'm sure Jessica would say something dumb like that, but that's why we're not even using the R word. But black people should not be afraid to call it out, right? And yeah, any other comments, questions before I wrap it up? I'm pretty sure I covered everything. It's been a long live stream. Did not expect to go this hard, this long, stuff like that. And yeah, all right. Well, shout out to everybody who jumped into the chat. Biggest live stream I've ever had. A lot of love. I appreciate all the love. Love to everybody. Usually I do shout outs and love to people at the end. I shout out everybody's name, but there's literally so many people here, I could not shout them out. I'm very, very happy. Like I don't even know how to say thank you. So shout out to Avery Adams, who's my moderator. Shout out to Kamal. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Jessica. Everybody, man. Y'all be easy. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy the beautiful weather.